So today I might actually be able to make something happen. We'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna get rid of. I don't know why there's two there. And okay, so that is test player. Okay, so we've got. Let me get rid of this guy. And I don't need that right now. Oh, what did I say I was gonna do today? Oh, I'm in the wrong board. I gotta go to Paco 1. Okay, so we're on the right board. And really developing obstacles, maybe. That's what I titled today. Really developing obstacles, maybe. So that's my firm, concrete deal. Firm and concrete. And we got mic, right? We're hot on the mic. We're hot on the mic. And just got to get the YouTube side of things situated here. So it's going to take a second. YouTube. All set. Stream monitors all set. Keyframes are every 2. Okay. Now let's get to work. So, create effect system for maze and ground entities. Done. Not to say that there isn't going to be a lot of work to do with that. Now this is interesting. Add debug console to in-game. So this is something I've been struggling with how to do. And then I discovered yesterday that if I put a node 2D inside of a node, it breaks the draw order and just puts it on top. Could you imagine that? Would you? And so because of that, I'm getting one step closer by accident to figuring out how to make this happen in a way that I would like. The other thing is that we have the idea of references and the singleton pattern. So if we made a singleton and called it debugger, I'm liking this. And a singleton has to be a node, right? At least. Extends node. Extends node. So I don't think that I could do... I mean, I can put children in it. So if I go here and I do auto load and I go to scripts, singleton, debugger, what does it matter about? Do I really have to put create new files in the... What does it matter about? Oh, these are like previews of the actual code. It's not random. Weird. Node name will be... let's call it debug. Okay. Let's rename it debug. All right. So, yeah, I think this is it. Singleton. So in the singleton, if I do all the logic in here, but then on like ready, if I were to do something like add, we're already a node. Add child debug window. Yeah, this isn't. I mean, because then if it's debug, we could do debug dot log, and then so if we go func log boop, and we go var log, and we say we're a string, just to be all strict about it. What is it mad about? What are you mad about? Well, it's a string. You gotta trust me. Why is it mad about that? What expect it an identifier for the member variable name. Var pass. Oh, is it because it's the same as a function? Oh, it's used. Okay. Log text. That's a mouthful. Equals string. Okay. Add text. And text. Let's just call it text. Am I doing this right now? Is this happening? What's the matter? Indent block expected pass. I'm writing a debugger right now. A little console thing. Okay. And so string. Let's look up string really quick. I guess I'm not doing what the stream says I'm doing. At least not right away. Append. Concatenate. Can we concatenate? Okay, well, I mean, presumably each log would automatically be a new line, right? And so placeholder modifiers, string, format string. All right, well, let's do this. Breakpoint here. And just out of curiosity, if I were to do something like, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm going to be kind of all over the place the next couple of streams. I'm not really going to be showing much progress, I don't think. I can already tell my mind is just kind of all over the place. Hope things are going good. I still need to reply to you. I got a list of games that I'm writing saying they're my favorites. It's like kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna have to prune it. So if we go log test, can we hit that breakpoint? What is it mad about? Fine, we'll do print. But it's not going to like print either. All the good names are taken. Log. How about the word note? Okay, so I can overwrite that. Test, print, test, and then we'll pass test, right? Okay. Okay. So we can simultaneously okay. So I can do this. This is going to work. Got a lot of crap that's just open. Let's start fresh. Get rid of all this. Yeah, so I can write my own little debug. And then what I can do is I can hotkey, so I can add a hotkey here, and then have that show up in game on screen. And once we're really deep into testing, this is going to be really useful. So I'm not looking at some console somewhere. The console will just be in the game, and then we can pass we can pass all the stuff over to some other area, and then I can wrap it all in. Yeah, it is. And then when you go in Godot and you go to export a project, like if I went to make this an executable, so you can do things like export. I don't have any set up right now, but then you can basically, I need to download them. Actually, I haven't even done that yet. Let me do that. You can basically set it up so that there's a checkbox that you can do, and there's a call you can make in your code, and anything you wrap in like a specific debug keyword won't be part of a non-debugged executable. And so I can wrap my whole debugger in that, basically, and then it'll just never fire any of this stuff if we're exporting it in the actual game. So the console won't be available there, and any debug calls will just go into a void, which may or may not be a good idea. Maybe, well, there's different ways of doing it. Let me see if I can find that. I forget what it is. Yeah, there's some, I think it's one of the OS calls. White Jesus. I feel really bad I haven't been able to hit up your guys' streams at all. I still will open them up and like scrub through them. Yeah, is debug build. Returns true if the binary used to run the project is a debug. And so yeah, you can use is debug build and basically just check and have code either basically be compiled or not compiled based on that. Yeah. Do you work on other days though, don't you? So, ooh, I wanted to show you guys something. Check this out. Check this out. Hang on. So I've got a new thing. So I've got this light scribe pen. It's one of those, it's like, how do I put it? Like it has, when you write on the paper, it goes onto the computer, basically. And so I have this. If I go to this view, and watch, I can write in real time. Please forgive the bad handwriting. Hello, guys. Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. There we go. Yeah, and so I've got other, I got clean sheets of paper and stuff like that. But so it's the same thing that's on here. This is literally what I just wrote on this paper. See, focus. Yeah. So cool. Like I could do it right now. Let me do. I'll try to draw a circle. There it goes. Oh, that was really bad. But you get the idea. Yeah, it's pretty dope. LiveScribe. The pins last a good while if you're really careful with them. That's like a spider on crack making a web. So I did pretty good trying to do it reverse. Okay. So anyway, so proof of concept for a debugger, great. And I guess that means I'll just put these together here. Let me pull. I forgot to pull. Darren's probably been doing some stuff. Oh, I need to tell him I'm streaming too. I always forget. He doesn't get notifications. Oh, and I'm still. There we go. So yeah, I got a special layout on the stream for it as well. So whenever I want to prototype and do the whole write it down stuff that you guys say is a good idea, I don't know if I buy it. I'm kidding. It's a good idea. That's the plan. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Whoops. I ate a 4 mushroom melted cheese, and now I have to contemplate the wisdom of my choices. Ate 4 large mushrooms with melted cheese. Ooh, that's going to be some interesting burps. Deer is looking amazing. Used the whole layer. Man, the way you were doing that blew my mind. Especially when you started. When I saw your art, that was amazing. But then when I saw how you were taking the profile, the front and the not profile, but the front and side, and then just basically putting them on planes, and then sculpting, doing that. That was dope. Yeah, there's technically on the paper, on the real paper, there's these teensy tiny little dots you can't see, and then the pin has IR coming out right here on the tip of it, where below the where you would hold it, and then somehow that can take a picture of the paper or something, and the dots are disparate enough where it can know the exact coordinates and which page you're on. That's the crazy thing. And it can have a memory of like 8 notebooks. I don't know how the hell it works, but it's pretty cool. The shader is pretty dangerous on high poly models since it renders the whole model for each layer, so you have to be careful with it. Or reduce the complexity of the model. I find it really interesting how Nintendo manages to do furry things. There's a video I saw of somebody who breaks down how they did the like fuzzy belly of the bee in Mario Galaxy. I don't know if you're familiar with that. But actually, I really do think that looking at Switch and like Nintendo games for how they do shaders is a really good way to kind of look at it, because they tend to do really low impact, like less heavy shading things, or less heavy shaders. And so wow. Okay, so we'll save this as initial concept for in-game debug console window. Dope. Now that I'll probably share with the Godot community once I have that up and running, because that's going to be pretty cool. All right, get to work. You don't notice anything. Unity fur shader. Now that's porn if I ever saw it. I'm not falling for it. I'm kidding. So there's debug. Yeah, so if I just add a child scene in there, it'll draw on top of everything. Ooh. You gonna edit the shader code currently? They do something like 21 layers. That's dope. Yeah, my kid was playing the Rayman the Rabbids game, and I was walking up to the TV and getting really close to it to see how they were doing like hedges and stuff like that, because they were using a shader for hedges, and it was really fascinating. Okay. So the plan today, we're going to put this down at the bottom. Maybe not all the way down. Oh, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. It's a good reminder. And okay, so we've got the refactor done. Let me wrap my head around some things here really quick. duplicate area 2D. Okay. So there are some bugs that I need to tackle here. For instance, okay, so there is a break on pressed. So we need to I bought it I had one of the first light scribes. Well, it's not tablet, it's real paper. That's the other cool thing about it is you can use it just like a pen. And then whenever you get back to your computer, you can sync your pen to your computer. And then you have all of the things that you wrote digitally as well. It feels like they're regressing with the technology that they're doing, frankly, on the software side. It's a little disappointing. Yeah, but I really like it because you still have the like tactical thing. So these are the two that they have, or this is what they have right now. It's hard to find right now. This one's sold out. This is the newest pin. It's called the Symphony, and then the paper. You can either print your own paper. Yeah, it must be COVID that's making it hard to get. And then they have these journals that you can do. And sticky notes and stuff like that. And anything you write on the paper, it just remembers. And you can also, on some of the pens, they have microphones. Yeah, so you can record notes as you're writing and then stop the recording. And then if you tap on the page, it'll literally play back the audio of what you were saying when you were writing it. It's really good for taking notes, like if you're at school and stuff like that. Yeah, it's got these teensy-tiny dots you can't see, really. Teensy-tiny, that's a technical word for it. But you can also just download and print out the paper as well. So they have, like, you can download the notebooks in, like, PDF form or whatever and then print them out. So you don't have to actually buy the notebooks. You're not, like, up Schitt's Creek if you can't find them. But the pins are really hard to come by right now, and they're just hard to find. But I got mine a few years back. It must be COVID that's making them hard to get. Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. The audio recording stuff is amazing. When I worked at a bank, we would actually use it when we were doing meetings and stuff, and when we would go back, you could just tap on the page where you had written the note and then play the audio for that point. And you do weird things. Like once you knew you could do that, you would like write little symbols for yourself to know like, oh, I should tap here because somebody just said something. Oh, nice. Yeah, the second, I know a few people who did the two-shot ones, and the second one really put them out. So just be prepared that the second one might kind of beat you up and make you feel really, really tired and just under the weather. Anyways, okay, so it's cool stuff. It's just there's not a lot of people doing that. I love the technology. I think the idea is great. I would much rather have the physical side of it too, like the real paper stuff. Like I got this little notepad for it, and like the real physical paper. I prefer it. Anyways, okay, so let me do some real coding here. 30 minutes, and I haven't even started really anything. Okay. And I know Darren has like a test scene that he was doing. See if I can find it. Yeah, so he has this like, he's working on this idea of like laser beams. Oops, no, I want to play the scene. So he's messing around with shaders and things like that. Let me turn off collision shapes. Yeah. So it's like laser beams. It looks cool. Yeah, so we're just that's the thinking right now is we're gonna just start prototyping some ideas. But okay, so let me get back to what I was really here to do. So you can see I have the rotations here, but if we actually go and play the scene, we get some weirdness with the rotations that we end up translating on here. So the first thing I need to do to really start messing with this and figure it out is I've got to add that letter K that I was talking about on here. And the reason why I chose the letter K, a lowercase, is because we'll know if it's mirrored or not. And I'm pretty sure I put... There it is. So I don't know where to put it. So I'm just going to throw it in here. And let me re-import it without a filter. And then we'll add it as a tile. And we'll say, I might have to resize it. Can I open it in A-Sprite? I can? Did it? It did. So we're going to resize. And we're doing 128, right? Hey, Darren, I was telling him all about I showed him the LiveScribe pin and how we used to use it at the bank and how I'm going to use it for the streams. I got it set up here, a screen, and then it hooks up to my phone, and then I can write in real time on stream. So pretty cool. So once I start designing, I'll be doing that. I do feel like the tech is a bit ahead of its time still, even to this day. Okay, so there's our crappy K. Oh, what is it called? Download? I need to rename it. Is it called download? Seriously? It is. Well, that's embarrassing. We don't want to call it download. Overwrite, yes, please. Now export. Thank you. Let's get out of here. Skedaddle, I don't need you. Get out of here. I don't need you. Okay, now we're the size we want to be. Now let's make a new tile. Boop. There we are. And save. Now we'll go over to the scene and we will have our K here. And now in theory, if we rotate each way, it's still the letter K. And what do you know? It is. But now if we flip it, now it does not look like the letter K. It is not correct. Okay. So that's what I was talking about, how they're on the tile map side, there's more that you do here in the tile map than you can do on the sprite side. So now for fun, let's go over to the player sprite. And we're just going to look at what we have available here. Now we have flip on horizon, and that appears to be the mirroring that I was talking about. So let's change the player sprite to that K just to see what we get when we do flip H. Okay, yeah, so that's and then flip V. Okay. So I can't get, I would have to actually rotate, do a 90-degree rotation like this. Literally do a 90-degree rotation. So I have to translate what okay. I'm going to get rid of all these guys. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm just going to go boop, boop. Yeah, we did. But the difference is now we need to include the mirroring, and we have to translate this into the let me show you what I mean here. Let me just finish doing this. What is going on? Why is everything broken right now? Why are we suddenly not drawing the maze right? Let's go to the maze. What's wrong here? Collision. Collision is right. Bitmask. Bitmask is right. That is not right at all. Why is it wigging out? I leave for 5 minutes? What? How is it? What happened to the... Okay, so we're in auto tile, right? There's our region. There's our collisions. And here's our bit mask. Let's do a fresh bit mask because it was acting weird there. Okay, save. What is going on? What happened? I dislike, you guys have this happen where you're like ready to roll and then you come across something like this and it just stops everything and you're suddenly dealing with a problem you don't want to be dealing with. There's our icon. The bit mask is right. What the hell is going on here? Is there a script attached to maze? No. Tile origins top left. No offset. It's not drawing like it should be drawing. Like, that's not right. I should be getting just a straight wall when I do this. Let me, I might be breaking everything right now. I might have to. That is just not right. Well, now we're really in it. Okay, so let's not save this at all. And let's go back to... Because at least we have something that's working right now. But what's confusing to me about this... Like, why is that happening? What's confusing to me about this is... Why is it working in the first place? Okay, well, then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to save this. I'm going to close and reopen. Okay. Go back to maze, and I just want to draw a maze. There we go. Whoa, that was weird. Okay. All right. So back to what I was talking about. What was it Cobalt was saying? My last stream, I kept fixing problems and creating new problems to the point I wanted to rage quit. That's why you need somebody like me in this stream to just make you laugh. Because, yeah, no, I've been there. I guess. I don't quite know. Okay, so we've got our K. So here's what I wanted to do. This was the whole point of what I was trying to do here. And now I can't. Why can't I move? Oh, there we go. Okay, so here we go. So we've got our Ks rotated. Now we're going to mirror them and do the exact same thing down here. Basically what Cobalt and I did last time when we were doing this. But the difference here is that we have the mirrored K, right? So watch what happens when I run the game, because right now we're lifting these off of the tile map, so to speak, and creating our own sprites. The rotation's all wrong. Check this out. Oh, whoops. Whoopsie doodle. Okay, well, that's not right at all. It should still show something. Like if I go like, is it because it's not an object? Yeah, it's because it's not an object. Well, she. Then we'll turn them into conveyors. Just for the time being. Yeah, so we'll say that conveyor is now 5, which is the K. So we'll just pretend. We're just going to pretend. All right, so there's our Ks. But see, everything's not right. And is any of them right? These two are right. These two are not right. And none of them will ever do the rotation. So I have to, this rotation stuff, I have to provide that in the creation of the what I'm calling the ground entity. So I thought I could do a one-to-one with, I'm doing the flip H and the flip V, but that's not going to do it. And so I'm going to have to use on the tile side, just like we have in the test player here. Like if I go here and I load the K instead, we can basically replicate what we need to have happen using the K in here. And so for instance, on our scene, we need to rotate 90 degree first. So we already have this. And this is what I was talking about. This is the other thing I was talking about. Get cell rotation. And if we do this, so we're going to break on, here's what we'll do. I'm going to add breakpoints to everything here. And then we'll go to Jesus. So what we care about, sorry, I'm why is it acting like there's two players? What is this? What? Who are you, dude? Well, whatever. Okay, so what I'll do is we'll go and we'll just see what the first break is happening on. So this is the first one. Oh, it's because I'm not running in here. So we'll run here. We didn't get a break. Oh, we gotta actually run the function. So we'll run that up here first thing. Okay. So the first one is, okay. So what do we want to say? We want to say we're going to have a function and we're going to call it func is flipped. And this will tell us if we're flipped or not. Return false. And we're going to say that this is a bool, that we have to return a boolean. And basically we're going to use this stuff here to say whether or not it's flipped. These X, Y, and transpose, because this is just nonsense the way that they do this in the tile sets. I don't like it at all. But so we're just going to create a translator for it. Yeah, this is just bizarre. I really truly I just don't understand this. Okay, so we'll copy this and we'll go in here and let's get rid of all these breakpoints. And here's what we'll do. We'll set up breakpoints on all these, right? And then all I'm going to do is draw every single flipped possibility. So we'll go here. And we're going to flip it, right? Now we're going to go flip. And we'll put in our first one. And then we'll run it. Right. Oh, because we're not running it, and we want to return false. And then we'll say return true to all of these. So let me see if I can. Well, that was not really didn't do what I wanted it to do. And all right, I'll just do it by hand. Okay, now if we click through all these, I can just go, oops. See, I'm trying to learn the shortcuts of the editor too here. So all of these will return true. Okay, and then we're just going to find which ones are the ones that are flipped. That the conditions that we can be flipped in the tile set. So, but I'm in the wrong thing. Way to go, Schultz. So I'm going to copy this. Undo everything I just did. Oops. And that should be 0. This is where we want to do all that. Right here. And this will be return false. The last return is false. Okay, now we'll try. Okay, and we're gonna do every flipped version like this. So we should fire on every possible flip state. So that's the first one. Now, how does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? Because if I do... No, I'm already questioning this. My sanity is slipping. That is the same condition as... How is that the same? Oh, because I hadn't saved. Huh. Okay, sorry. No, it's still. What the fudge? What the fudge sickle? And then none of them are true? No. Oh, I've already... Okay. Sorry, guys. I know why this is happening. And I was thinking, you know what? If I do this, is this possible? Let me do this. Because I was thinking... Okay, so there's our first one. There's our second one. There's our third one. And there's our fourth one. So it looks like I don't know why these brakes stopped working, so I'm going to have to do them again here. Let's run it again. They still aren't firing. Gosh, that's so weird. Okay, so that's the first one. Is the second from the bottom. Bottom. Fourth from the bottom. Okay, so it's not going to be any of these guys, right? Okay, I'm just narrowing down the list. Bottom. Or second from the bottom, bottom. Fourth from the bottom. Third from the bottom. Makes sense because of how I did this last time. So there we go. Is flipped, we can have true or false. Okay. What does that get us? That tells us whether or not we should, on, let's say the sprite, let's pretend like this was our sprite. This should tell us whether or not we flip on the horizontal. Okay? So, is flipped, return true or false. So then we go over here, flip horizontal, and we just say is flipped. So that should get us one step closer to being accurate. Let's run it and find out, though. All those breakpoints are gone, right? Yep. So graphically, okay, so that one's correct. These all look correct in the sense that they are all no, except that's good gravy. Okay, so now the next thing we need is our cell rotation will tell us what degree except we can flip on vertical. So we could just, you know what I think I can do here is just set rotation degrees. That's under transform in node 2D. Let's go node 2D. I think this will fix it right here. And we're going to say global rotation. And rotation, set rotation degrees. So we would want to use degrees. We're going to ignore this for now. And we're going to say set rotation degrees. And then we're just going to get cell rotation, which will return our rotation degrees. Is that going to do it? I think that's going to do it. Let's go back to the... Not quite. No, not not at all. Not at all. Are we like one off though? We're off by okay, why is that even? The idea of rotation is weird. I'm using that strictly for left to right on the conveyor belt. Right? So like if I run this, still these return values I'm not hitting on break. Gosh, it's annoying. Return 180. The first one it's wanting to that it thinks is 180. And I mean, would that be true for the conveyor if we were going like this and we mirrored it? I guess. Is the idea of rotation even correct? Schultz. There we go. This is so confusing. Man, it's acting buggy right now. Like, why is it showing anything here? All right, mirrored. I mean, they even call it rotate here. So I'm just going to get it right then. So we're going to say our first. Okay, now it's not even breaking on. Wow, things are funky right now. Let me save. Oh, it's because there was not on that. Okay. Okay. So this should be 0. The next one should be 90. The next one should be 180. And the next one should be 270. Okay, so that's the true rotations. Now we'll do the same for the non-flipped versions. Okay, so we're going to go like this, and we're going to say boop, 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 get rid of all that. And then we'll do that. 90, another 90, and another 90. And I have a feeling it's going to be exactly the same order here. So let's just hit it up. And we've got 0, 90, 180, and 270. Okay. So now let's run it and see what we get graphically. Because I think we got it. Okay, that looks right on non-flipped. And then we'll do the same on flipped. So we're going to clear this out. We're going to mirror it. And then we'll do the same thing. And save it. And we'll run it again. And we got it. Okay. So we're now reflecting the mirroring of the, or the rotation and mirroring on the tile map side with the sprite that we're creating. And so let's collect these guys together because we don't end up using them. And I'm not sure. Yeah, a little bit. It's just a little different though. Because I think what I'm going to end up doing is probably reusing this code here, and we're going to call it direction instead of cell rotation. And that'll be up, down, left, right. And we'll use that for the conveyor belt side. So yeah, we can get is flipped in the cell rotation, and then we'll have one that'll be the direction. And these are just we're translating the data into like verbs that we can use and understand in the code. Or not verbs, but like just that they can become words that because verbs in game design, I guess, mean something really specific, but that they become just make sense when we need to do certain things in the code. So let's commit that right now. And I don't like this. Let me just. We'll just go like this. Rotation degrees equals, and then we'll do cell rotation. And that should have the exact same effect. Oh, did I get rid of it? I did. Okay. Let me go back here. Save that. And you know what? Just for fun, we'll do the same with these ones, just to make sure that for some reason, if they were all on screen, does something weird happen? Okay, so, but the reason why I had to redo this was, like I said, I needed a letter like K, because we can mirror, and the conveyor belt looks identical even if you're mirroring it. So that's why I brought in the letter K as just a way to get the mirroring stuff right. So, okay, that all looks good. I'm not crazy. No, it's all lining up. Okay, so I guess I could be, oh, that's good. I just needed something that wasn't asymmetrical, that wasn't like, could be, some things that are asymmetrical, if you mirror them, they still don't, like, they can end up looking the same when you rotate and stuff. Okay, so that's that. And we're going to go commit this. Did I do anything here for... No, that was for testing. Okay, ground entities now correctly use sprites, use tile map rotation and mirroring. Okay, so that's done. I'll push that up. And get rid of that. Okay. Cool. And let's undo this on the player. Can I? We'll just close that and we'll go back to restore that. Okay, so our player sprite's back to normal. We're going to undo this because we're not. And then the default scene just keeps changing because we're trying stuff out. Okay, so that takes care of that little bug. Now, let's get rid of this over here. Go back to Trello. 1 hour. Ugh, that sucks to have to stop right now. We're doing is flipped for no reason all on its lonesome. We don't want that. Okay. Can you do a find inside? Change all occurrences. Okay. So translate tile map information into sprite. That's what's happening here. Add collision shapes to area 2D. Okay. Good. So that's starting to feel pretty solid. I don't think I'm going to be changing this again. And then we have our connections for the layout. We're firing right here. Okay. I feel like there was one other thing I was going to do. But I think I should stop for today. Damn. Oh, well, no. You know what? Right? So let's do this right now. Let's get that conveyor belt rotation stuff going. Right? So this should be, let's say we're going to mirror it. Right? Okay, let's do the same thing for the conveyor belt. So this, the default is right to left. We're going down, left, and up. And so what we'll do is we'll clone so get direction is probably taken, but maybe not. Okay, so we do have get direction from rotation. So I already wrote this. And you pass the rotation into it. But is that accurate? Let's try get direction from rotation. And then we'll say get cell rotation. And we'll just see. So we return up, right, down, left. Let's just see if this is right. Invalid get index space to string. Oh, I'm firing before we're setting. My bad. Up. Let's try again. Right. No, so these are all wrong. So this should be left, down. No, we're going right. Okay, right, down. Let's fire again. Yeah, that's just all kinds of wrong. Right. Down. 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 Oh, because it's firing here. And we're doing 90 a bunch of times. Okay, so then I'll pause. Fine. I get why that's happening. We'll do it on this then. Okay, so the first one is right. Down. Left. Up. Okay, so that's right for our first round. Now let's do the mirrored. So we'll mirror. I'll go boop. This is why I don't think it's going to work. Because this is probably not going to be right. So we go. Why is it? I don't think I'll be changing this again. Again. Yeah, so get direction from rotation just is not right. That is not the right thing. Because that is definitely not right. So we just need, what we need then is a generic get direction. And then we're going to do the same thing we've done here. And we've already got the work done for us, I believe, where we're returning right, down, left, and up for non-mirrored. Okay. And then this would be right. Or would it be... well, let's do the brakes on them. We'll say get direction. The argument rotation is never used in get redirection. Yeah, we don't need it. We're not passing an argument. Okay, and so we'll just hit get direction. Okay. And then we'll say, here's our brake. And we're mirrored now, right? Yeah, so let's see what happens. First direction is going to be left. All right. Left. So I think it's the same. So if I go like this, put it down here, is left second from the last? It is. So if we just kind of clean this up. Okay. And then we put this down here. And then we just go return right. Down. Left. Up. Now let's try it again. Just to make sure. So the first one should be right or left. Oh yeah, and it's mad that we're not. Get direction. And I suppose this actually, yeah, you're not going to pass anything to it. We already have the cell, so this should be accurate now. What is it mad about? The method get to direction isn't declared in the current scope. And it should be traveling up. Oh, because we got to do underscore. Because we need to virtualize it. Or whatever they call it. What are these fancy spancy mother effers? Okay. This is what we care about, this breakpoint here too. Okay, so let's do it again. Then we go in. First one is left. Left, up, right, and then this one will be down. Okay, so now we're getting, we can get the proper direction. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. So this should be working now. This get direction should be... What is it mad about? It is. right here. Okay, so that one, okay. So this is correct. Okay, let's do some fun things here. We're going to go, we'll have some going that way, then we'll do one going down, and then we'll do one going up over here. We'll just go around the maze really quick. Okay, so that's pushing against us. That's pulling us forward. That's pulling us forward. That's slow to go. Okay. Pulling us forward. And it should be pulling us forward as well here, but actually, yeah, but I don't have, I know why that's happening. So there's some stuff I have to do with that. Okay. So that's working with those. Let's do a mirrored version or an unmirrored version. So we'll just do the same kind of thing. This one going down, other way, and then going up. Okay, so those are all the possible directions, unmirrored. Okay, and let's see if the direction information is correct on these. It is. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay, cool. So now on our base entity, we can ask if it's flipped. We can ask what its rotation is in a tile map sense. So that's why we call it get cell rotation. And then we can ask what direction, assuming we're going starting with right, so left to right. Assuming that we're always starting with left to right with our whatever we build, it'll always be the correct results. So cool. Our level editor, we now have that being right. So that's good. Let's do. I still don't understand why sometimes. Like I thought I could virtualize like this. And then it would find it on the parent end. And I think it is right. Let me just run it. I think it's complaining about nothing, like it'll still run, right? So let me let's try. We'll do these like this. And see if it crashes. No, it doesn't crash. Yeah, the editor is just sensitive about that, but it goes away. So I don't know. It's something with the VS Code and integration into Godot. So we're good on that. So yeah, if we do this, virtualize it, whatever that means, I still don't really know. Cool. What did we add? We added direction. So we're going to do that on conveyor as well. Added get direction to. Okay. So push that up. Cool. All right, I think I should stop. I'm making progress. All the weird like things that were stopping me, I think, are gone. We have some good solid stuff for this ground and entities tile map stuff, and this will apply for pretty much all the other tile maps that we're going to end up using for some other things as well. But maybe just the ground. I don't know yet. I don't know. Not sure. And with what Darren was doing with the lasers, I realized something else, which is that I might have to do this in code. But we have this collision use parent. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write something that's going to take the collision information of the maze, the walls, and create its own area 2D. Because I believe, let me check what he's doing in here. He's got a lot going on here. So where's the thing? Where's the lasers? He's using raycasts. And, okay, so that collision shape, 2D. Okay, so he's just using collision shapes. So these should collide with the maze walls, these little laser things. I don't know if it's... Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, earlier, Darren, I think you might have missed it. I did sort of a proof of concept. Yesterday, I was dealing with a weird problem where... I'm jumping around with what I'm saying, but yesterday I was dealing with a weird problem where the draw order was being ignored for the sprites, and I realized it was because I put it inside a node and not a node 2D. And then I realized that I could use that to make the in-game console that I was talking about. So I did a prototype earlier in the stream. I think you might have missed it. But basically, we'll be able to do debug.log, and then whatever it is we want to say, like hello, and then that'll log it to like a console window, and then we can have a keyboard button that we can press to bring it up or down, maybe just tilde or the little dash thing. And that'll bring the console up or down. And so when we're trying to debug certain things and we're in game and we just want to have stuff go to a console to see what's going on, we can do something like that. And then we could get fancy and be able to put commands into it and stuff if we were wanting to, like, filter things or whatever. So, but yeah, that's the something that I was kind of just curious about at the start of the stream. I have it on the to-dos in Trello. Okay. Well, I really just want to program forever, but I can't. Yeah, so with the laser thing. Okay, sounds good. Cool. So I still don't have, I didn't have my table set enough to start making new stuff. But I really feel like I'm at that point where that'll be tomorrow for sure. Because I cannot think of a single thing that I need to address. And so it's going to be a combination of like, I think tomorrow what I'll start doing is getting this object editor GUI thing going. So that when you put things down, you can change their properties. Because Darren's got this laser thing. And that's a perfect example of something that we're going to need to be able to, like, that's on the maze layer. At least I think that's where the plan is to have that, because it can be part of the walls, or what we call walls. And so to plop it down and then have those elements he's talking about show up in here. And I think it would be as simple as, I think it'll happen automatically. I don't know. Yeah, there's going to be some things I'm going to have to look into with that. And then the other thing I was realizing was that this would be the place to expose each possible tile and associate the script that it's running. So for testing, we would have it in here, and then you could change the script if you wanted to, like if we were changing it to something else, like the logic, or we were working on it. You would change it in here, so it would change it on the scene, the element here, and then you could click here, and this is where you would see every set tile, like all these. And then you could click on each individual tile that's been set and change the parameters. Then when you run the game, it'll instantiate the sprite. The other thing is, this is not exclusive to, like, we could do it via a scene of the sprite and then instantiate it that way. And basically nothing would change. Really. But that's another way we could do it. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'm going to take off. And, yeah. Cool. See you guys.